Greetings, I'm Courtney Kessler, and I'm going to discuss changes in concussion protocol for organized sports. Each year, 3.8 million sports-related concussions occur. This accounts for 5 to 10% of athletes, according to the CDC. When players decide to, tough it out and play through a concussion, their reflexes can be slowed. They have a poor balance and delayed reaction time. Symptoms of a concussion can include, but are not limited to, drowsiness, memory loss, and changes in the emotional state. Repeated head injuries can lead to chronic traumatic encephalopathy. That's abbreviated CTE. Noted cases of CTE in the NFL include Dave Durson and Junior Seau, who both committed suicide due to complications. The Dave Durson Act was an attempt by parents to ban Pee Wee football. Football, hockey, rugby, soccer, and basketball have the highest concussion rates of organized sports. The NCAA reported that women were more likely to get concussions than the effects, and that effects are often more severe. As a result, some are suggesting that gender-specific protocols be considered. In the NFL, kickoffs are a major contributor to head injuries because of the increased distance between players, which increases the speed of the hits. Previously, members of the kicking team lined up on the 30-yard line with the ball kicked from the 35. This allowed them a 5-yard running start. New rules now place the kicking team on the 34-yard line. The receiving team's blockers must line up no further than 15 yards from midfield and may not contact a player until midfield. Wedge blocking, where 3 or more players formed a wall shoulder to shoulder, has been banned. The NFL also has a health expert in the booth who has the authority to stop the game or pull a player after a serious injury. This rule came into controversy a few years ago when Cam Newton took a serious hit. Per the protocol, he should have been removed from the game to be examined. But because he was a highly respected quarterback, and because the score was so close in the fourth quarter, he was allowed to stay in the game. This drew serious criticism from experts. Targeting is defined as helmet-to-helmet contact on a defenseless player. Although targeting is a college rule, the same act is in the NFL. This resulted in an unnecessary roughness penalty. Now it is automatic ejection from the game. A popular movement in soccer is called heading, where the players hit the ball with the head. A class action lawsuit was filed against the FIFA and youth soccer associations for their failure to make necessary changes in light of increased concussions in the incidents. The lawsuit forced FIFA and youth soccer to make the following changes. Children 10 and under are now barred from heading with children. And then children 11 to 13 may only head in practice, but not in the game. Some believe that eliminating heading will improve the athleticism of the game because players will have to rely more on their feet. All NCAA sports include baseball and softball. They have new concussion guidelines. Players, coaches, trainers, and other administrators receive yearly educational materials that are signed off on. There is a one-time baseline concussion assessment. Baseline data will be used in the event of a concussion to determine if a concussion has occurred and when the player can return to play. Professional bull riding obviously comes with bodily risk and concussions, and the concussions are no exception. PBR leaders are working with equipment experts to improve rider safety. Ego does result in some opposition, as some cowboys find helmets to be less macho. For youth born in or after 1994, the PBR mandates the use of helmets. Helmets are not believed to prevent concussions entirely, but do lessen the impact of a head injury. Ty Bosbon, a professional rider, also committed suicide in 2017 due to complications related to the CTE. Experts say riders who decide to cowboy up and fail to report symptoms of a concussion increase the risk of serious complications. The leading argument for a mandated concussion protocol is athletic safety. If we cannot keep athletes safe, the likelihood of sports continuing to be part of our lives lessens. There are two arguments against concussion protocol. The first argument is originated more from sports fans. They feel too many changes decrease the entertainment value of the game. For example, many football fans love to see a crushing high-speed hit from the defense on a kickoff return. Others feel that protocols are not the answer. These individuals are in favor of an outright ban on all contact sports. I grew up in organized sports, participating in cheer and softball. The benefits of learning teamwork and the health benefits of being active for me outweighed the risk of the injury. I did suffer a traumatic brain injury, however, from a car accident. Understanding the long-term effects of severe head injuries caused me to support increased safety measures for athletes. Banning sports is not the answer, but neither is standing idly by while certain behaviors continue to cause health concerns. For those who oppose changes in NFL protocol, I will remind them that injury timeouts take away from the game as much as 25-yard touchback after a kickoff.